Buffalo. Hey, guess what, everybody? The Pats are terrifying again, and Bills fans, like all of us, are scared.
He throws a lob, back corner of the end zone, White, pass on target, it's caught! Touchdown Patriots!
What a throw by Jones.
We've also got winners for Chargers, Bengals, Washington, Vegas, and the Ravens versus whatever that is in Pittsburgh. Plus, Cynthia talks individual numbers, and Greg's got a sneaky good survivor pick. All that and more right here on Game Day View, presented by Mercedes EQ. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game Day View. It is week 13. We've got so many great games to discuss. But first, that is Hawk, Cynthia Freeland, and Greg Rosenthal. There are two of us that are very caffeinated, and there are two that are uncaffeinated trying to figure it out. Hey! We got to calm down. We'll be all right. We'll make it through the hour. We're fine. All right, guys, you want to get into it? There are some very fun games, including this first one. Get your tables ready, Bills Mafia. Get your chowder heated, Patriots fans. This game is going to be an early Christmas present for us all. This is a battle for first place in the AFC East. Bills are favored by 2.5. Who you got, Hawk?
Yeah, are they? Because I'm going with the Patriots. 26-23. Okay, listen, this is not
still favored.
Josh Allen. Yeah, they're the favorite. Okay, so Josh Allen, it's not Josh Allen versus Mac Jones, not Josh Allen against the Patriots defense. It's against Bill Belichick. And anytime I hear Bill Belichick gushing about a quarterback, about how much he loves him, how great he's been, I start to raise my antennas. Like, okay, he has definitely got a game plan for this guy. If you look at the games the Bills have lost, Josh Allen has either been sacked 3 times or thrown 2 interceptions. The Patriots are averaging 3.7 sacks a game and lead the league in interceptions. So I know Bill Belichick has something up his sleeve. I'm going with the Patriots, and I know Greg is with me. I don't want to tease the pick, but I know he's going to be with me because he's a Patriots fan.
I am a Patriots fan.
Cynthia, what do you like here?
Okay, so I'm going the exact opposite.
Okay, I'm wrong.
23-20 in this one. Listen, Dawson Knox is the difference maker for me. Why? Because when you pull all of the different kind of matchups on the defense, the one that I cannot solve is the Dawson Knox puzzle. He had 2 of 3 looks in the end zone against the Saints where he had more than 5 yards of separation before he scored touchdowns. That's ridiculous. This man is going to need, not just 1, probably 2 defenders to stop him. So when I look to see this kind of X factor, I like J.C. Jackson. He's great. Stephon Diggs, J.C. Jackson. Okay, let's do that. But who's going to take Dawson Knox?
Ooh, you always love Dawson Knox.
I do. I'm an unabashed Dawson Knox
fan, and you guys are trying to make me feel bad or bully me into taking them, but I'm not. I'm taking the Bills this week. 23-20. Oh yeah, it feels so bad to have the exact same score as Cynthia Freeland, who's winning the picks competition, who has degrees in analytics. Josh Allen is who I'm going to talk about too, Hawk, and it's not him getting stopped, it's him running the ball. Last week against the Saints, early on, designed runs, scrambles. I think the Bills and Brian Daboll, who was once in New England, knows that to solve these 2 high looks that they're getting everyone backing off, they got to have just Josh Allen turn into Cam Newton. And he is built to do it. And I think that's how you beat the Patriots defense. And I think these 2 teams are going to split over the next 3 weeks. And so the most logical outcome here to me, Bills win this one, Patriots win the next one. You're not going to make me feel bad. And I'll feel a little better when they lose, and I'm right.
So you're a Bills fan. That's cool.
This is I think, the most exciting game about Week 13. Hilarious. I have the exact same note as you. Bill Belichick came out and said about,
caffeine. We shared a coffee. Now look at us.
We're like the coldly analytical.
It is just remarkable how good he has become. I feel like this is like a WWE move that Bill Belichick does. He comes out in the media, he builds these quarterbacks up, and then he ruins their lives during the game. This is just what he does. It makes him look like a better coach. It makes him look superior. The man is smart. His name is Bill Belichick. He is going to win the game. And I would love to watch him suit up, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would love to watch him
play. He played center.
Playing safety. That's how we're going to get
D3.
I would
absolutely love to
Bill
watch.
Belichick.
All right, let's move on. Bengals put us all on notice last week against the Steelers. Oh, my goodness. They came out of their bye a swinging a few weeks ago. Can they keep this going against the Chargers, who just dropped a game to the Broncos?
I think they can. I have 27-25 as my score in this one. Why? because of Joe Mixon, pretty much. And that's kind of what I said last time. And let's just take everything I said from week 12 and then like fast forward it to week 13 with an even better matchup against this defense that has been very vulnerable to the run. I still haven't seen Drew Tranquil be cleared from the COVID protocol list, which would be helpful for the Chargers and helpful for Joe Mixon if he doesn't. So when I look at Joe Mixon, especially those short passes, I think this is going to be another game where Joe Mixon just eats.
Ooh, great.
He's got that outside zone running that looks kind of like Todd Gurley back in the day. I love watching Joe Mixon.
Where's Todd Gurley now?
I love watching Joe Burrow. Todd Gurley's watching somewhere. You don't have to like make him feel bad. Maybe he's watching.
I'm
Maybe
asking.
Todd Gurley's a big fan of the show.
I was asking.
He's actually a really
I'm a big fan of Joe Burrow, and even though I have the Chargers winning this game, I just want to talk about Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 last week, 3rd and 17. He said he felt like he knew everything that he was seeing, and he does feel like a student that has all the answers to the test right now. All these quarterbacks are going up and down depending on the week. Joe Burrow's the same dude each and every week, and yet I'm taking the Chargers because it's 2021, and I had a feeling Hawk would take the Bengals. I felt like Cynthia would. I'm trailing right now, and these are two teams you just don't know what you're going to get on a week-to-week basis. If I'm going to take the points, I might as well just take the Chargers to win the game.
They love to zigzag. They win, they lose, they win, they lose. They lost last week.
Look at that little lightning bolt. That's a zigzag right there.
I'm going with the Bengals here. I originally had the Chargers for most of the week. Last minute, I'm like, you know what? I'm going with my Who Dey heart. Flopped it up. I got the Bengals winning 27-21. T. Higgins is a guy I want to give my flowers to. He had a breakout game a week ago, went over 100, and what I think was the most important game of the season for the Bengals. And, yeah, he's been overshadowed by Jamar Chase, who has come on really, really strong. But Higgins is absolutely the Hushman Zeta to Chase's Ocho Cinco. Right? And Chase has been incredible. But it was Higgins' play a year ago that got the Bengals comfortable with moving on from their legendary receiver, A.J. Green, and freeing him up. So don't forget about Higgy here.
Higgins, doesn't he remind you of someone? I mean, just in terms of the way he played?
Yeah.
A.J. Green.
A.J. Green. I thought you were going to say Andrew Hopkins.
I thought you were going to say him, too.
He's 6'5", so no. I was going to let you dig a hole there, but yes, he absolutely, he models his game after A.J. Green. He was a huge fan of A.J. growing up.
I'm going Bengals here over the Chargers. I feel like this is kind of like a different team that we've seen come out of their bye. The defense specifically, the 2 games before the bye against the Jets and the Browns, they allowed 75 points. Coming out of the bye, the last 2 games, I think they've put up 72 and only allowed like 23. I am going Bengals here, 27-24 over the Chargers.
We got a single rose.
There you go. Odd man out, Greg.
Oh, yeah. Lone Rose.
Speaking of an odd man out.
I need a little sound effect. He's got the hawk.
Let's talk about Big Ben. Big Ben was looking like old Ben against the Bengals last week. Now they are at home against the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, who was intercepted 4 times last week, still beat the Browns. Great. Greg, who you got?
I got the Ravens winning big in this game. I feel great about this result because I look at this Steelers defense and it's like, who are the Steelers right now? They don't stop the run. TJ Watt, even when he was on the field, didn't look like TJ Watt a week ago. And the Ravens have this big play offense right now where they win outside against poor secondaries, and Steelers can't cover anyone on the outside right now. So if you combine the running game that the Ravens have, and you combine all the big plays that the Ravens have, this Steelers defense, 27th in DVOA, according to Football Outsiders. Like, they remind me of the 2020 Patriots where everyone just made fun of the quarterback the whole time and no one noticed the defense was way worse than it should be.
Okay, well, I'm going with the Ravens, too. I got the Ravens winning here 26-10. I got them winning big.
Wow.
For these reasons.
These are insulting scores. Yeah.
This is Cynthia said the same thing about the Bengals. She said, just take what I said last week and put it to this week. I'm the same way. Roethlisberger watching a quarterback with the escapability of a tricycle.
Oh, there he goes.
It's tough. It's tough. And the Ravens' pass defense, the pass defense isn't great, but they don't really have a real star rushing the quarterback. They kind of do it by committee. They have Oweh, Houston. But I think, again, it bows in their favor trying to get Ben down, and that's how you mitigate what you get on the back end. Oweh with 5 sacks this year. I can't believe, like, watching him come on as a rookie, that him and Micah Parsons come from the same recruiting class on the same team. That's scary. But He's been
You're
great for the
good at
Ravens.
social media. I feel like it would have been funny if you had, done something where it's Ben Roethlisberger on a tricycle for your
trying to get away.
Video. That would be good.
He might be
Photoshop
faster on a
king.
tricycle than.
Cynthia, what do you like in this one?
Well, I have it much closer. I have 24-21 in this one because of Najee Harris. That's pretty much the only thing that is tried and true about this Steelers offense. And Najee's really, I mean, look, load up the box. Okay, Najee still got it. Let's just put like all of the potential coverages possible on him. You know what? He's still got it. Hey, let's have 7 people tackle him. Also still going. So Najee Harris has had a great season. He will not become your offensive rookie of the year just because guys like Mac Jones are quarterbacks in that position. Obviously, you get a little more attention. But Najee Harris is awesome. And if there's something to like about the Steelers, it's Najee Harris. I'm
He's
doing a
come
little
on
Steelers
strong.
damage control here.
I agree.
Everyone's
Positivity
dumping on the
everywhere. I like
Steelers.
it.
I was
dumping on
dumping
the
really
Steelers.
hard on them, so
like it.
I'm glad you balanced it out.
Balanced diet here.
There you go. I'm going Lonetta. And listen, I know my Lonetta picks were not great last week. All very close but one.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Steelers here 24-21. You laugh, but it's true. I don't feel good about this game. I think that this is my stay away game. I think both of these teams were spectacularly bad last week. We don't know what we're going to see. Usually,
That's a good point.
Lamar Jackson with multiple turnovers and a loss, the next week he comes back, he's like 6-0. But this year, following a stinker, he's 0-2. So I'm going to choose
You got
not
the
to
Steelers
trust him.
colors
I was going to
on?
say the sweater
I'm
should have
going
gave it away.
Steelers. I don't feel good about taking either of these teams, but being pressured from our producers, I'm going to take the
The
Steelers.
difference is like when the Steelers have a terrible game, like you mentioned, like they lose by 35. When the Ravens have a terrible game, they win.
Yeah, 4 interceptions, you shouldn't win.
Just saying.
You
really
absolutely
You
shouldn't.
But
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about the Browns
Yeah,
here,
we don't need to
Rachel,
speak
right?
on that. Next on Game Day View, we are talking about individual numbers and proper performances. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's talk individuals and proper performances. Let's take a look at FanDuel's projected lines for passing yards in Week 13. We got Tom Brady going over by quite a lot. Matt Stafford's going over. What do you like here, Cynthia?
Well, I mean, look at all these ones that are higher, and then I'm going to talk about the one that's lower because I want to talk about Justin Herbert here for a second. He's a very good player, but why will he have fewer than 287 passing yards this game? Well, first of all, the Bengals defense, especially their secondary, has had a much better showing as of late. They're actually only allowing a lot fewer yards and distance traveled, meaning those deep passes. They're doing better against those too. And if you look to see Justin Herbert's passer rating when targeting open receivers, 134.1, and then that was from weeks 1 through 5, and now it's down to like 102.3. It's just getting lower and lower. They're figuring them out a little bit more.
All right. What quarterback number do you like this week, Greg?
I'm going to go quarterback, but I'm going to talk about rushing. Jalen Hurts over 44 and a half
I love that.
rushing yards this week. That Eagles offensive line just makes me excited to get up on Sunday mornings. Mailata and Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson's playing great. I know Jalen Hurts on the injury report. I'm not worried about it. If he's starting, he's going to be moving. Like, Hawk, I couldn't run for 44 yards behind that line, but Hawk definitely could. I don't know if you know, but Hawk used to play professional football.
Wow.
You could.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Shocker.
Very important for me.
My kids didn't know. When they found out, they were like, oh, okay, he's nice. He was nice.
He's young and sprightly. He can jump right back in. All right, let's take a look at FanDuel's projected lines for receiving yards in Week 13. We got Cooper Kupp going under by a smidge. Cynthia, what do you like here?
Well, I'm going to go complete. So memorize this. Take a little snapshot of this.
Okay.
There we go.
Got it.
And then we're going to talk about my very favorite team, the Detroit Lions. We're going to talk about one receiver here. And I'm going to say something positive about the Lions.
Wow,
so we're all going to have to ice skate home because Josh Reynolds is going to have more than 33 and a half
Double almost.
receiving yards. I have him projected for 57.
Lock
he
it
has
up.
40 or more receiving yards in 9 of his 16 games played with Jared Goff since 2020, including his season high 70 receiving yards against the Bears in Week 12. Tell me there are other pass catching options. I'll wait. I will wait.
It's
think
not
you're
a
the
great
only one to
sign.
name them, it's you.
Yeah, that they signed their #1 receiver off of waivers like 3 weeks ago.
I love it.
I don't make the rules. I just find the good ones for us to write down.
Hawk, what wide receiver number do you like this week?
I like Tyreek Hill to go for more than 77 and a half. Cynthia had him at 81. I love it. We're on the same page as Cynthia. He's actually never gone for that much against the Broncos in his career. So I think this will be the first week that he does that. But I think that the Chiefs are sneakily the best team in the AFC. And that's a controversial take. But they're on a streak. They're kind of figuring out the defense is playing a lot better. Patrick Mahomes is looking like Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Now is the time to get Tyreek Hill going. I think it happens this week.
I like that. All right. Okay, let's take a closer look at FanDuel's projected lines for rushing yards in Week 13. Let's pop them up here and take a look. We got Jonathan Taylor doing the usual, Joe Mixon, Elijah Mitchell. What do you want to talk about here, Cynthia?
Well, I want to talk about Alexander Madison, who has way more than the 69 and a half. And everything's going to be right in the world because now I'm going to talk trash about my favorite team, which is the Detroit Lions. Because
That's why you gave him the love.
You couldn't even wait a minute.
No, I couldn't because they're that bad. No, but look, Alexander Madison is in a great situation here. Unfortunately, no Dalvin Cook means the 112.5 rushing yards per game as a starter this season. That's, remember, without Dalvin Cook, right? When he's the starter. That's a very nice number, and I think that if you look at, he could even go higher than that. Like if you're,
That could be crazy, but I think one of those starts was against the Detroit Lions up and down the field. So you've seen it before this year.
I've seen it like a million times, and I've also seen like way lesser running backs run for way more yards. And by the way, with DeAndre Swift out for the Lions, that means even more rushing potential for, I mean, this one's like, circle that one in skull gold and just
circle it, highlight it, do all of the things. All right. I am going with Austin Eckler, less than 51 and a half rushing yards. You heard Cynthia. You heard me. This Bengals defense has stepped up the last few weeks, okay? It's allowing way less across the board. Austin Eckler hasn't gone over 50 in the last 3 games. I think this could work.
Doesn't he seem like
really
everyone's favorite kind of running back, though?
He
Nice
is, I know,
guy,
I feel
YouTube
dirty.
friendly, and you just want to
evil.
slam
She's
him.
just saying
I do.
rushing. She's not necessarily saying total.
There you go.
He can still have a good game and it's
could
not
pop
be
off.
rushing.
Usually when
anyways.
Rachel slams a running back, she's spot on.
They're out. Okay.
They're done.
Yeah, Jonathan
out.
Taylor a couple weeks
He's
ago.
donezo.
He was donezo and not good. Oh boy, yeah, don't listen to me ever. Next on Game Day View, back to the game picks, including 49ers, Seahawks, and Washington versus the Raiders. Don't go anywhere.
The long back is Elijah Mitchell. Tossed right side behind the tight end. Mitchell into the secondary. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown! San Francisco! They run Mitchell left, cut back middle. Big hole 10, 5, 14 yards for the rookie. Hands off Elijah Mitchell. Take it to the goal line.
What is that song? Eli's coming home? Eli is home.
Okay, welcome back to Game Day View. 49ers head to Seattle to take on the truly struggling Seahawks, who are sitting at 3-8, you guys. The 49ers, however, have now strung together 3 wins in a row. Who wins this battle in the NFC West, Hawk?
I'm glad you asked me that question, Rachel.
You knew I was going to.
Something told me you were going to ask me that. I'm going to go with the Seahawks here, 24-20, and I feel like if I was going to pick one of the games that I'm going to be flying solo, I'm going to predict this is the one. I don't know why I'm picking the Seahawks all the way, except for Russell Wilson looked better late in that game. He was missing a lot of throws, but late he looked like himself. And they're not going to be bad the entire season. And luckily for the Seahawks defense, they got a good preview of what the 49ers game plan will be, which is just give the ball to the running backs a lot, run the football, short, quick passes, get it out of Jimmy Garoppolo's hands. So hopefully that was a good precursor to this week. But I do think the Seahawks figure it out. And they did whoop the 49ers earlier in the season.
Ooh, okay.
So I have the same exact score, 24-20, but the opposite person.
I thought you were going to ride with me there, Cynthia.
I like riding with you, but I can't on this one. Why?
Okay.
Because of Elijah Mitchell, which you actually point out. You saw that the Washington football team gave them the formula for winning, and Elijah Mitchell has just been excellent. He's doing exactly all the different run concepts that Kyle Shanahan, he's executing them with brilliance. And with no Deebo Samuel, he could even have a higher output in this game, because remember, they're using Deebo in the backfield quite a bit. So for me, Elijah Mitchell gets a big jump up in all of his numbers, all of his stats, and it really helps the San Francisco 49ers to make sure then 4-point win. More than a 3-point win.
Okay.
What do you like?
I love Elijah Mitchell too, so much that was going to be my point. But Cynthia, sent her talking point earlier because she's like professional. So I'm going to talk about Russell Wilson starting. But I love Elijah Mitchell. To me, he's a boss. He's a huge difference maker. He's going to stay on the field. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, can't keep the Seahawks offense on the field because he is late on a lot of these throws. Hawk said, okay, Russell's playing better late in that game. How about the last throw he made? This two-point conversion was there. I'm telling you, if that was Matt Ryan or Mac Jones, like that ball is out on time and they're converting that pass. I'm telling you, he got to the back of his drop. The receiver's open, and he just held it. Earlier in that drive, he took that sack where he just holds it and holds it. He is just not in rhythm. He's not feeling it right now. It's not the Russ we know. It's 49ers. They're going to break this Seahawks streak.
It's not the Russ we know. I'm sorry, Hawk. You are riding
Rachel.
so low. Even Pete Carroll, who is like the nicest man in the world, is like, Russell Wilson needs to be better. This is an offense that has put, okay, we get it. This is an offense that has only put up, 28 points since Russ has returned. On the other hand, let me tell you something shocking. Jimmy G, okay, after Kyle Shanahan said he's not going to be our quarterback in 2022, since week 8, I believe he is ranked first in passing yards per attempt, passer rating, and a whole other things that I don't understand and that would be difficult for me to explain.
Don't feel bad for him.
He's been great. He has been great since week 8. He is shining. I am going 49ers here.
I don't like when you said flying solo. You said so low, and I felt like that was kind of a shot.
Well, that's what I meant.
It was like a height dig.
Yeah, flying.
That's not what I. But it works. It does work. Okay, moving on. Giants are in Miami this week, and Freddie Kitchens is heating up again. New York got a win over the Eagles last week, just as we were all buying in on Philly, and Miami said, I'm back against the Panthers. Daniel Jones not going to be in this game, as we just found out this morning. Who do we like, Cynthia?
I have the Dolphins in this one, 25-19. I want to talk about Emmanuel Ogbah, who maybe we don't talk about him enough, but this guy now has 9 tipped passes in 7 games, 7 in 7 games, so at least 1 in each. It's pretty fun to watch. I think he's playing himself into like one of these free agents who's going to see a nice payday. I really just wanted to talk about the fact that their defense has played really well and is the key to most of their victories, and likely in this one as well against, Mike Glennon. We won't talk about that one so much, but ultimately, look, I think Emmanuel Ogbah needs a little shine.
I agree. That defense is playing awesome. He's been underrated for a while. This is one where the line moved a lot during the week because Mike Glennon is going to start for the Giants. They're going to be really shorthanded on offense, so I don't think the Dolphins need to score that much. They'll score plenty because of Jalen Waddle. I think one thing looking at this offense to understand why Jalen Waddle's doing better lately is Tua gets rid of that ball on time. He would have completed that two-point conversion. Russell Wilson didn't either.
What?
Tua might not be able to do everything, but when he gets to the back of his drop, it's coming out. He lets his receivers make plays after the catch. Jalen Waddle's great at the catch point. That big touchdown that Waddle had last week is because Tua found him right there in stride, and he hits it.
And
30
the Panthers
to 20.
defender fell down. Both of those things happened.
I mean, that happened too. Also, Kadarius Toney and Sterling Shepard not expected to play.
Right, that's the big problem.
There you go.
Yeah, a lot of injuries for the Giants there. I do like that you talked about Tua because he's basically playing Mac Jones' game, but just now he's finally getting some love because they're winning. I'm talking about the Dolphins' rush defense, though. Looking at the New York Giants, they're missing their second leading rusher in Daniel Jones. Right? They are going to have to run it, and it's hard to run against the Dolphins' defense. It's also, they're really good at getting the quarterback the last couple of weeks. So you're going to put it on Mike Glennon's arm to beat you. I don't like their chances of that. No offense to Mike Glennon. But I will say, again, making him throw the ball, making him beat you with his arm, yeah, I feel really good about the Dolphins winning this one. This will be my lock of the week.
Me as well. Make it a meme alert.
See?
It's also a meme alert with the spread here. We have them all covering, too.
A meme alert with a dolphin.
They told me to do it, and I said I don't want to, and they said you have to.
Oh, you're fired.
I'm going Dolphins. This could be their 5th straight win in a row. They're kind of like sneaky. Coming down the stretch here, and this is who they have next. Jets could win. Saints. Doable. Titans, doable. Patriots have done it before.
Yeah.
Could they win out here? Is this something that we could take seriously?
I would love a Tua versus Mac for all the
That's going to be their last game.
I'm just saying they have not lost once since the trading deadline when they got stuffed from going to get Deshaun Watson, which they should have never done in the first place, and Tua earning it on the field.
I love it. You love to see it. Big Tua guy. All right, Washington football team and the Raiders are two teams you really want to believe in this year. Both coming off underdog wins last week. The Raiders have had a bit longer of a break after beating the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Who do you guys like, Greg?
I do like the 5-day extra break for Derek Carr and the Raiders. I'm taking them to win because of Derek Carr's aggressiveness. As this season has gone along, the Raiders offense has gone up and down, but he has still gone deep down the field. He has thrown 20-plus yard passes more than any quarterback in the league. When you give them single coverage, it doesn't matter who it is. He's going to throw it up. He's going to get the pass interference calls. I know there's no Darren Waller in this game, but guess what? There's no J.D. McKissick. There's no Landon Collins for Washington.
There you go.
I think this Raiders team has a lot of heart here.
I love it. I'm going with the Raiders, too. Me and Greg are aligned. I'm going 30-24. I'm just not a big believer in the Redskins. They've had some big wins. Everyone talks about Heineke. I'm going to be honest with you. He played solid as a manager. I wasn't super impressed with what he did a week ago. He just handed the ball off a lot. He threw a lot of short passes. I felt like we should have been giving more love to Gibson and McKissick, who had all the yards, all the touches. Gibson had, 29 carries? That is a load, right?
Now you're just going after
I'm just saying, I don't get why he was the star. It should have been Gibson. Well, I think this week he's facing a quarterback who hasn't played in the Super Bowl. For whatever reason, Heineke plays really good against quarterbacks who played in the Super Bowl. His last 4 wins have been against those.
Point.
And this week, Carr hasn't played in the Super Bowl, so I like the Raiders winning.
There you go.
That's the analysis we all come to.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I have the Jack Del Rio revenge here, 26.
Oh, that's some real revenge.
That's a good one.
That's some real revenge right there. 26-25, I have the upset in this matchup. Why? You talked about it. Short passes and Gibson.
Yep.
Well, you know what happens when you have a defense that brings a lot of pressure, and this defense, the Raiders, they bring the highest pressure rate in the NFL, 35% per Next Gen Stats. How do you get rid of it? Run right at it and use short passes. I know J.D. McKissick isn't there, but they got their tight end back, and they throw that ball to that tight end quite a bit on those short little dump offs. So I think between Antonio Gibson and Logan Thomas, I think we see the upset.
Man.
All right, Cynthia, you are lone wolfing it. What's your thing called?
I think we're still working.
What is
it has to be something with the word free in it.
prime
number.
Yeah.
I'm going Raiders 31
Prime
to
number.
28.
There it is.
Once this team starts clicking, they have truly been through so much this year. That locker room has got to be like this. And if they start getting their momentum, look out. This could be a really scary team. 31 to 28 over the Washington football team. All right, next on Game Day View, we're spicing up some of those more lopsided looking games, giving you even more to watch. Perfect Pair is after this timeout. All right, it is time for Quick Picks. We are starting in Kansas City, where the Chiefs are favored by 9.5. Hawk, you say they win by more than that. You're back on the Chiefs train here.
I am back on the Chiefs train. You know, I like big margins in my scores. But I am back on the Chiefs train. I think Patrick Mahomes has been playing well. That defense has been playing better. They're facing a Broncos team with no Melvin Gordon, no Von Miller, so he's going to have more time, which is why I had Tyreek Hill going for big yardage earlier in the show.
I don't know if you know, but Andy Reid coming off a bye, too, is very good.
Yeah, because the players get to do. On Andy Reid buys, they don't have any meetings, no practice. They just straight vacation.
I just can't stand. I mean, over/under on how many times you hear Andy Reid coming off a bye.
I've never heard that before.
It's like 6,000 per week.
6,000 and up.
Are we back to just blindly trusting the Chiefs throughout the season, or are there
Cynthia
still
and I have the Broncos covering at least.
There you go.
We're keeping it within a score.
All right, I like it. Okay, on to Jersey, where Gang Green plays Gang Green. Greg says this one isn't even close to 7 points for Philly.
No, I love
Back
this
on the Philly
matchup
train.
for Philadelphia. When the Jets played against Indianapolis and New England, two great running attacks who have kind of that power running scheme with like the wham blocks. It takes advantage of those penetrating pass rush type defenses that Saleh likes, where it's just this guy's going up the field. I feel like they could run for 280 yards in this game.
I was kind of hoping we'd see Gardner Minshew, but I mean, just for the fun of it. But you know, I obviously don't want Jalen Hurts to be hurt, but like it was kind of funny earlier this week. We were like, maybe some Gardner Minshew.
Would love to buy back into that. All right, and the Cardinals are 7.5-point favorites in the city where they originally played. Cynthia's Arizona over the Bears by more than that. How come?
Well, I think that Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins will be back. They are game time decisions as of the time that we're recording this. But if you do get Kyler back, those quick passes are an area where we have seen the Bears defense give up over a 111 passer rating and a lot of yards. So that's a situation where I'm going to take Kyler Murray, his legs, and his passing situation, like every time.
That number seems insane. Like, the Cardinals are the best team in the league right now. Like, Allen Robinson's not playing. I don't know. That number seems insane. Fun fact, though, these are the only two original NFL teams that are still in the league playing each other. How about that?
Fun fact, I love it.
Okay, it's time for Perfect Pair Ignited by Smirnoff Vodka number 21. We've got a few games which look lopsided on paper, so we thought we would spice them up by giving you something else to watch. I think I'm starting with this. Whoa, jazzy jazz, okay. I am still on this Vikings train, okay?
You are.
I think that they cover the 7.5. They defeat the Lions 31-17. And I am so sorry, Jared Goff. Truly, you get sacked more than 2.5 times. Oh my Lord, Vikings lead the league in sacks. And they take care of business here.
Man, Lions have been on the short end of the stick all show.
Yeah, we're
It's
sorry.
like we're predicting pain for you, but we're doing it to relax and mute.
It's okay. It's
Hawk,
gonna hurt.
what's your
but it
perfect
sounds
pair?
good, huh? My perfect pair. I'm going with the Buccaneers, so I have winning big, but also I'm going with Tom Brady for more than 0.5 rushing.
Love it. I love
that a
this.
That's a thing.
I love this.
Dual threat in every sense of the word. Check this guy out. Watch him get up in there. Look at that.
Watch out.
Explosion, making guys miss.
I think that this is his rushing yards are something that's so important to him, and
Yeah.
I love it.
He
takes
comes
it.
out of the
four
game now,
protected
and
for him.
Gabbert comes in to take the
Four
kneel
protected
downs
for him.
because Brady doesn't want the negative yards. So that's great for you.
Have you ever seen anybody get so hyped about a 7-yard run?
That's what I'm saying. He
Just
loves
him and Baker
it.
Mayfield, the only two people.
Don't say so. Cynthia, what's your perfect pair?
Well, I'm taking the Colts to win very big. And then when I look to see who's going to catch the ball, it's Michael Pittman for more than 61.5 yards. I think this is going to be a nice big win against that secondary that gives up a ton of points, receptions, yards, touchdowns, all of it. Michael Pittman, he's going to have another big game.
Love it. Greg, what's your perfect pair?
I got the Rams winning this game big against the Jaguars. They've kind of had the blues lately. You know, when you got the blues, you know
You
what you
don't
do?
say.
You
You
play
have
the
a perfect
Jaguars.
pair.
You put up a lot of points, and you prevent points. The Jaguars have 3 touchdowns, not in garbage time, since their bye week. That was 5 weeks ago. Like, everyone needs to feel a little bit better about themselves in LA. Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Odell Beckham. This is going to be a crooked score.
The perfect pair is prevention of points.
All right, that was Perfect Pair Ignited by Smirnoff Vodka. Number 21, try Smirnoff's Mule Kick Moscow Mule for a delicious and celebratory cocktail while home gating. Please drink responsibly. Okay, next on Game Day View, Cynthia's top outright winners of the week in Survive in Advance. Don't go anywhere.
We got a lot to be thankful for, man. We can to play the game we love. I'm telling you right now, I've been in this league 10 years. It's not to be a dogfight. Play fast, play free. Let's go get a dub. Let's go shock the world. We're a playoff team. We gotta go prove it. Get him, get up, get here. That's how we play defense in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hey, keep it going now. We gotta score every time we touch the ball. Keep eating them, fellas. We just need one good drive, one play at a time. Look at that kid. I told you to be here. Let's go. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Come on him, baby. Keep fighting.
All right, time for Survive and Advance. Cynthia ran 300,000 simulations in her spare time, and these are her top 5 outright winners for Week 13. We got the Colts, we got the Rams, the Bucks. Cynthia, explain.
Well, I'm looking at the Rams here, and if you still have them left, I think that I'm totally in line with Greg here that the Rams need this get-right situation.
Yep.
I know that the Jags defense has some stats where it's like, oh, they've been kind of mean to opposing pass throwers, but actually, it's because the game script has dictated that people haven't really needed those passes. So let's just put it all in context, right? Lower denominator, fewer options, whatever. Long story short, it's going to be a nice get-right game for Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
He needs it. Greg, so those are Cynthia's teams. What do you got? Who's a sneaky good team to use in Survivor?
I like it when Cynthia hits me with that denominator. Eagles over Jets is my sneaky good suggestion this week. I already gave my best point about the Eagles earlier, so my second best point is that they're playing against Zach Wilson. It's a tough situation right now watching Zach Wilson. He's a little lost, and I like what the Eagles defense has done in the last month or so. More blitzing, more disguise, a little less vanilla coverage, and they should be able to cook up that rookie quarterback.
All right, go Philly, go. Okay, here's this week's big offer from FanDuel. Place a $20 or more same-game parlay wager on a Week 13 NFL game and get bonus in site credit based on how much you bet, win or lose.
Man, look around. Look at the energy. It's down on this team. Punch him in the mouth early and often. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
Going deep down the right sideline. Michael Pittman is there. He's got it into the end zone.
He's trying to get out of trouble. Breaks out of a tackle left. End zone touchdown.
End zone. Oh, what a grab. Touchdown. Brady throws the ball deep. Now he got a wide open receiver. Touchdown, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Floating it for Green with the catch.
Deep ball and
Somehow they blew the coverage. It's born to the end zone.
It is time for Predict the Points presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Okay, we start. Don't do that.
Okay. Sorry.
We start Patriots at Bills. The number sits at 42.5. What are we feeling here? I think I'm doing less. Defensive battle, right? Hawk, why are you doing more?
Because it's Josh Allen, it's Mac Jones.
Because it's a low number. I'm going to help you, even though I have less, say it's a low number.
Tre'Davious White.
It's low for these guys.
It is low.
No Tre'Davious White. I'm going more. Okay, I'm going to put a little asterisk here because the weather is not supposed to be awesome there. So if it does turn into that rainy old gnarly game, then I would switch it to less because I only have 43 total points in that one. But if we get good football weather, then this is going to be more because they are missing Tre'Davious White for the Bills in the Bills secondary, which means better opportunity to connect.
If you look at the defenses that both these offenses have played all year, it's been one of the easiest schedules in the league for both teams. I think both defenses are much better.
I'm excited for this battle. All right, next up, Chargers at Bengals. Sits at 50. And okay, you didn't even have to wait for the half.
No reveal.
You didn't even have to wait for the half. Why? Sorry to go to you 2 times in a row.
Yeah, no, it's good. A lot of Joe Mixon, like to Cynthia's point, and then also you said not a lot of rushing yards for Austin Eckler, which means he's going to go off in the run game, and that means less points.
How dare you? Cynthia, why do you like more?
Look, I think that this is going to be 50.5 is something like, I don't know, like, you know, mid 20s for each, and I have 27, 25. So it's about right, spot on. It's not a ton, right? If you were to say 54, I would have said less, right? So at the end of the day, I think that it's just going to be a more efficient. I think the run games will be efficient in this one, but they will end up being points.
Okay, next up, this could be very messy. Ravens at Steelers sits at 44 points.
Ooh.
I'm going more. These offenses can't be as bad as they were last week, right? Greg, why are you going more?
No, they're 2 offensive teams. More importantly, they both have great matchups. Like, this is not your Ravens defense. I mean, that hand just looks really silly when you're in the one shot for some reason. It's like the size of my head.
I think it looks silly in
It's
any
not
shot.
the Steelers' defense that we've seen before. They're two teams that actually are better offensively.
I don't think you go like low enough with the wrist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like mine is down by the forearm. You're going
Oh,
like
wow.
up here.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
also
where-
just look like a small child sometimes.
All right, next game, we are talking 49ers Seahawks, 45.5. What do we like here? I'm going more.
Yes.
Going Jimmy G, a little action. Hawk, why are you going last?
Did you see the Seahawks play last week?
I did. So I
Okay.
don't think that they'll be that bad again.
Yeah. I
You
kind of
picked them.
I did.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But it's still going to be less overall in the game, right? I
think it's a defensive battle.
Defensive battle.
No Debo Samuel for the 49ers. He's the entire offense.
That's true. Cynthia, why are you going last?
Well, he's not the entire
No, I
offense.
mean Kittle, but
There's
basically.
and Elijah Mitchell.
Okay, I
And
mean-
He's a
Brandon
big
Ayuk.
part of it. He's a big part.
And no, I'm going last because I do think that the Seahawks won't hold up their end of the bargain, and I do think that this is not a high-scoring necessarily 49ers team overall. So I don't think that it's going to be one where you get like a barn burner, maybe overtime with all these points scored. It's going to be the opposite. And
The Seahawks defense can't get off the field, though. Like, Russell's taken a lot of the grief, but I think they're 29th in plays per drive allowed. They cannot get off the field.
That was you giving most of that Russell grief today, though. So.
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
And I stand by it.
Stand by it, yeah.
All right, next up, Giants at Dolphins. This is a very low number. I think it's probably maybe one of the lowest that we've seen this season, 39.5. I'm going to go more.
I'm just no points this week.
No
I'm
points.
a lot of
Poor
less.
Mike Lennon.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
You know,
Tua. Poor
yes.
Giants. Cynthia, why you going more?
I'm going more because I think we see this Jalen Waddle connection with Tua. Tua's been really efficient, and we've seen him, and we've actually seen the Dolphins defense score. You know, this
Right.
is not
That's it right
No
there.
one's talking about it all.
They're getting into that 2020 flow where they get like a punt return block and a
Exactly.
pick six and a fumble return. It's fun for your boy Brian Flores.
It is.
Buddy,
Yeah, he-
college buddy, right?
He also likes defense, so it works out even better.
Okay, one more, the last one. Washington football team, Raiders 49.5. I'm going more. Derek Carr against a bottom 5 pass defense. We're all going
Me and
more,
Larry
baby.
Warren?
Me
Derek
more.
Carr swing
This
that
might
ball.
sneaky be the game that could be the most interesting one of the week.
Oh,
if we
really?
all think
Really?
more, think about it.
Yeah.
If we all think more, that means possibly in 49.5, that means lots of offense. We could see a lot of points. It could be really fun.
I don't think there's been like I don't think there's been 5 times we've been aligned.
I
now.
agree.
In this segment, I don't think so.
No.
We're like really smart, so
We
We're,
are.
It's gonna
we're
be more.
geniuses.
Remember that.
Yeah.
When it comes to betting, it pays to have a solid game plan. To learn more about responsible betting, visit responsibleplay.org. Okay, next on Game Day View, we are closing up shop with some of our best work of the week. Write this down is after the timeout.
Oh, that
a
was the
terrible
worst
throw.
one.
Wow.
That was bad across the board, actually.
I just,
Cordero sweeping left around the edge, hit the pylon, touchdown Atlanta.
Deflected and intercepted. Pass Surtain down the west sideline. This may be a house call.
Down the sideline goes Debo. Touchdown!
Bad foot and all. Aaron Rodgers with a beautiful play fake.
You know, that ball never touched the ground. Yes, touchdown!
A cutback run by Zach Wilson, and the Jets have the lead.
Cincinnati is embarrassing Pittsburgh so far today.
Wow. Battle for the ball and a pick by Winfield.
Tiptoes it about the 18.
Into the end zone. Jackson deep drop, lobs it to the end zone. Touchdown! And Lamar Jackson pulls off the improbable.
Touchdown Washington! A second of the game for J.D. McKissic.
All right, back on Game Day View. It is time for Drive to Excellence presented by Mercedes EQ. Let's recap some of our biggest picks from Week 13. Hawk is with me saying that Pats take down the Bills on Monday night.
Absolutely. I think Bill Belichick has a plan for Josh Allen. It is not one he just came up with this week. They are the type of people that know in the offseason this game is going to mean so much this season. So I just expect their defense to play really well. Every Josh Allen loss, he's been sacked 3 times or thrown 2 picks. Patriots do both of those things really well.
Whoever Belichick compliments, you know it's
oh, yeah, he's coming at him.
Yeah. Chargers at Bengals, and Greg is going solo on the Chargers in this one, but Cynthia and the rest of us are on Cincy.
Greg, why did you go solo?
Because none of you guys did, and I need to catch up. No, I'm with you. Hey, you had the Chargers covering in this game. It's a coin flip. I just feel like both these teams make sense as 7-5 teams, don't you think? Not 8-4 for the Bengals.
There you go. And I'm not even sure about this one. This is my stay away, but I'm riding Lonetta. Steelers of the Ravens is never really good.
Oh, bones.
Cynthia, why do you like the Ravens here?
So I like the Ravens, but I like it to be a closer than expected game, primarily because of Najee Harris. And these divisional games, you have to remember, the Ravens have 4 close wins that could have very easily been losses. So this is not necessarily like a slam dunk. The Ravens are just going to win. This is a division show. He just said show in my ear, so I said show out loud.
Showdown.
It's a division showdown.
There you go.
All right, finally today, let's write this down. Josh Allen, more than 1.5 interceptions is what I am going to go with. Very spicy, but like we were saying earlier, Bill Belichick specifically called him out and was saying, oh my God, this guy is just amazing this year. And that's bad news for him.
You've been going negative all show.
I was going to say all of her.
Jared Goff's getting sacked 40 times.
Sorry.
You do go negative with
Hawk, what's your write this down today?
My write this down is Cordero Patterson going for more than 37.5 receiving yards. Probably because they're going to go down, they're going to start throwing the ball, and they're going to, get Cordero involved there. But he might get that on one play this game.
I literally had that one when I talked to Tan the first time. Then I added this one, which is mine, which is Logan Thomas is going to have more than 34.5 receiving yards when I saw that J.D. McKissic wasn't playing. So when I look to see, I love both of those too. So listen, we got to write this down.
All right, Greg, grab your pen and your paper. What's your write this down?
I am going with the Bucks winning big this week, over 10.5. All these lines keep creeping down because there's been all these upsets week after week. I think it's like the return of the favorites this week. Bucks roll, Rams roll, Colts roll.
Whoa.
Well, I think you should have to write down all of those and get all of them right.
Write them all down, but the Bucks I feel like the most about. The Falcons might be the worst team in the league, and yet they're 5-6.
So you're more loyal to Tom Brady than you are the Patriots. Interesting.
Wow, yeah, confirmed here, live on air.
A good revelation we have.
I can already see the text from my dad. It's like, you should have picked the Pats.
Yep.
Okay, I get it.
Mr. Rosenthal, we agree.
We agree.
Completely agree, Mr. Rosenthal.
Did Tom Brady, by the way, put up the score on his computer screen again for the Falcons game? No? Okay. Okay. Thanks for watching Game Day View. We will see you next week. Enjoy the games. Bye.